Guys and dolls, Freedom Dad here, and what a beautiful day it is. An extra special beautiful day because we now know Tommy is due to get released, and still concerned, and I'm going to be honest, you know what I mean, still concerned. He's still in prison, you know what I mean, and I know what kind of prison he's in, I know the threat he's under, and they now know they've got a deadline, so things like that do concern me. We're all going to worry about stuff like that, obviously, but just keep praying. Like, that's all we can do, is just keep praying. Whenever you do your prayers, just keep them in your prayers. And just been thinking about what the future holds, and what like I keep on saying, what a bowl of spaghetti. So many things going on, and so many things you worry about, and how powerful these characters at the top, we'll call them the deep state, we know how powerful they are. People talk about reform and that, and I hear quite a lot of patriots, well, right wing, saying, well, got 4 years, and that concerns me, you know what I mean? Because it isn't 4 years of Labour they're talking about. They're talking 4 years of reform. Like you guys know what I've been saying for 7-8 months. Labour are finished. They'll never be back in power again. And there will be an election before 4 years are up. So, you can see we're coming to that now. We're getting closer and closer to a completely illegitimate government, even though I've been saying that for months again. But it is coming, and reform will be in power, and that concerns me, as you know. And so many patriots, so many of our old folk, Generation X, have been just caught up with that smile of Farage, and they just don't know what we know. They haven't seen the interviews that Nigel Farage has done, where he says we need to take Islam with us, and if we don't, we're in trouble. And as you know, I say, well, what if they don't want to come with us? That must mean we're in really, really big trouble then. If that's what he's saying, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you his words, and I'm saying you can't deport 1 million people and all that, So basically, no matter what they do when they come in, whatever crime they commit, we can't deport them, because we must be touching a million perpetrators right now, guys. I don't know, you know what I mean? The when you see the graphs of the nationalities of people who are committing sexual offences in our countries, it's massive, And then we don't really know the figures of how many people's in the country. There's no way. Even if Labour did know the true figure, they wouldn't give us it, because, I keep saying to you, if we knew the true figure, then we would do the math, and we would know how long it would be before we would be a minority. It's so simple as that, because of the births, because of the deaths, because of our generations, our children, and how they're behaving, and the medication, the Xboxes, the computers, TikTok, all the rest of it. When we're no longer here, do you really are going to rely on your great-great-grandchildren, the way the government are pushing everything on in their working class areas and in their communities? And huge things are going on, like mental health, things getting just prescribed willy-nilly, and we've got planes in the sky spraying stuff that nobody seems to really care about. They're spraying stuff above your head. It's landing on your car. If you've got a black car, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Our kids are breathing it in. We're breathing it in. They're saying it's aluminium and some other, I don't know what, you know what I mean? I haven't got the energy, guys, but I would expect people that are more influential. I only get a couple of thousand views, guys, you know what I mean? There's guys out there that get hundreds of thousands of views, and it's almost, they don't say nothing, and that concerns me. That always concerns me, because like I say, we know what the deep state are like. And one of the biggest problems we have is I am more concerned of reform than I am of Labour, to be honest with you. Yeah, and that's just me personally, guys, you know what I mean? I don't know what else to say to that. I'm just somebody that's really looked very closely at this for a very long time, and hasn't missed a single thing that's came out of any of their mouths. and I'm good at reading people, and I also know who's funding reform, what kind of backing they have and stuff like that. I've seen them go from the right to the centre, and I know there's no centre because the left is so far left. A centrist group wouldn't survive. They would be drawn to the left either by blackmail, by persuasion, or whatever, you know what I mean. Corruption, you know, this is how nuts it all is, you know what I mean. And then, you know, what's going to happen is we're going to have a right-wing party, and then you're going to have reform. And then in 4 years' time, you're going to have a situation where all the foreigners and all the far left are going to be looking at reform and whatever right-wing party there is that's wanting to deport criminals. And they're going to go voting for reform. And there's where you have your New Labour. This is what I've been trying to tell people. And this is why it's very important. We've got to get this right. You know, this is the only way we can look at this to survive, or our kids to survive, for our country, our traditions and our religion to survive. This is it, guys, in a nutshell. You can only get behind somebody that you know is going to deport. And I'm sorry, but we need to deport foreign criminals out of our country. We need to deport people that's come in here illegally out of our country, because we can see the damage that they're doing. I'm in Northern Ireland. I can see the damage that's going on, guys. It's non-stop. Ireland, it's 1, 2, 3 a day sometimes. I mean, I'm going to bring it. I'm going to relax. Calm down, Freedom Dad. Calm down. You're not going to get anywhere like this. So I'm going to take my time with this, and you know, if you knew what I was doing behind the scenes right now, and how I'm not stopping, you know, it is non-stop, and it's all because I can retain the information. Once I know it, it's there, and then I can bring it to you, and then while I'm thinking about it, I can bring up the evidence I need to bring, whatever clips I need to bring to show you what I'm talking about. And like I say, as I've told you, you know, it's overwhelming. It is one of the most overwhelming things you can do, is report on crimes of people that's coming into the country. It's non-stop. And, you know, I'm just a guy in a forest, you know what I mean? There's big multimedia that have millions that could be going out and doing all this, and nobody's doing it. And that's really, really scary, because like I say, it's the deep state. The deep state are controlling so many people. They're controlling every aspect of our lives. They're controlling some influencers. There's no two ways about it. They're controlling politicians. They're infiltrating everybody and anything that we do. They're on top of it. This whole thing about reform has been a long played out plan. It's been going on for a long time, and they think it's one of them ones, you know, look how stupid they are, look how clever we are. But no, we're not that stupid. I seen it coming, and so did a lot of people around me. It's not just me, you know what I mean. A lot of you guys seen it coming. You know, the penny all dropped together with the videos I was bringing. So yeah, you know, Nigel Farage, celebrity, get me out of here. Nigel Farage, the only leader of a political party to have a slot on a mainstream news broadcaster. Come on, guys. Jeez, we can't even get Tommy Robinson on telly, and he's got his own slot in the news. So can you see? There's two sides of this coin. There's one side that aren't going to do nothing to save our children in our country, and the other side are going to do everything they can to save our country. And it's down to you to make sure you pick the right side. I'm Freedom Dad. More to come. God bless every single one of you.